Hey guys, it's me Rebecca. So this will be the start of another vlog, and in this vlog I will be reading an anticipated release by many people, including me, and that is the Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I do take off the dust jackets of my books, of my hardcover books when I read them, and I was not in the mood to put it back on my book. So yeah. But in this we follow this girl named Louisa, who she and her family were never really in good social standing. Like, her father was a baker, her aunt is she's someone who has some power to someone who has a lot of power measured. Oh my god, I'm sorry. And Louisa, she has magic, like she can do magic, and one day she is caught by the woman whom she works for, and with the household this woman belongs to, they're of upper class, like they are able to afford a servant even if the servant's paid low wages, but they're not like with the upper class, like they don't get a lot of invitations to places. And this woman, she uses Louisa's gift or ability to rise her standing in a social class to impress people so they can get invitations to other people's houses, because other people will invite them, and they'll, I guess from out of politeness, they will invite those people to their house so these people can see what Louisa is capable of. And one day, Louisa, she's doing what she's supposed to be doing, and she catches the eye of this man who turns out to be the spy to the King of Spain's disgraced secretary, and the man who her aunt is, what is the term? I'm thinking of it, I'm sorry. But he wants her to help Perez in order for perform in front of the King of England. So yeah. And there's one more thing about Louisa, and it's the fact she's Jewish, and she needs to hide the fact she's Jewish, or otherwise she'll be burned at the stake, and a lot of things will happen. Because in this time period, being Jewish is being as bad as witch, you'll drown, you'll be burned, anything you can imagine will happen. And Louisa, she and her family kind of hide in plain sight, they're baptized by the church. They attend church when they have to, they pretend they're good Christians when really they have Jewish blood. So she needs to hide that fact up for herself. So yeah, and so far it seems the magic that Louisa has might be connected to her Judaism, because she is always whispering the spells, she never says them out loud, and they're in another language, and I'm not entirely sure what this language is, so that's intriguing so far. And yeah, so far I'm on page 62 right now, and so far we just got to the point where Louisa is being told essentially that she will help Perez win back favor with the king and perform in front of the king, and there might still be consequences for her. The king still might burn her when everything is done, but yeah, so far it's intriguing. So it's the next day, and I've done some more reading of the Familiar. Now I'm on page 114, and so far I am intrigued. I did think of the word of what Louisa's on this to Victor, and it's basically a mistress essentially. And we see how her aunt, she lied to Victor to improve her social standing. She lied about her name, and in fact she's a widow, because if she was unmarried, then that would be, things would be different in that ways. So that's interesting to see. As well, we start seeing Louisa's training sessions with Santango. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm sorry about that. Who is like, he's almost like immortal. Like, he looks very old, but he doesn't look like he's gonna be heading to the grave anytime soon. And he mentioned he's served Victor's grandfather and his father. So, and it seems like there's like some spell or something that's causing him to be a servant to Victor, and Santango isn't able to escape, or it's like, I guess, like a rope being pulled within him, which is quite fascinating. But yeah, he's like this assassin to Victor, and with the scorpion we see on the cover, like that's, I guess, his nickname, or yeah, what he's called, which, yeah, I can see why it's called that. Like, there's a little line in the book that I have because I thought it was interesting. And on page 89, Louisa, when talking about Santango's name, Alquin, that's the scorpion essentially. She says her mother had told her that they were more dangerous than snakes because when you chased them off, they didn't have the sons to stay away. They hid until they were ready to strike. And we see this scene when Santango, he goes to assassinate someone who was kind of gossiping about Louisa's powers, one or two people. And he allows the guy to stab him a bunch of times because he knows that won't affect him. Like, he'll heal and whatnot. And he then turns and kind of finds an opportunity to kill the guy, like give him a slow death, like stab him like he stabbed something huge. It's interesting. So yeah. And yeah, we see how Lisa's kind of being prepared for this tunnel or tournament to be the king's, like, I guess, magician, or be in his favor with his power, with her powers. And she is up against someone who's quite powerful, someone who's, I guess she's called the Holy Child, someone who has visions and is able to see things quite accurate. So there's that. And yeah, we see how the aunt is trying to help Louisa kind of win favors with Victor by helping Louisa, and how she's also using Valentina and whatnot to do that. So that's, I'm gonna say, interesting. But it seems like Alphonse is using someone for favors, like Victor is using Louisa because he wants the Empress's favors. Perez is also using Louisa or someone else to regain the favor of the king and whatnot. So yeah, well, I think that is probably why Victor's pushing Louisa to show how powerful she really is, to be more powerful, because he wants her to win. He wants the power. I think I don't know, it's like 5-6 pages. And I just read Victor. He sees Lisa as this dull, nothing special girl who just happens to have powers, and he's seen her grow food, he's seen her grow grapes and whatnot. But to him, that's not enough. He wants her to do more. So he has one of his bodyguard break the fingers of Santango to force Louisa to heal them, and she doesn't like seeing that someone is being hurt because of her. So yeah, something happened, and let's just say someone exploded like a pomegranate apparently, which, oh my, I don't think that visual was just quite interesting. So yeah, so far I'm very much intrigued. I'm very much liking this novel so far. It's definitely not a favorite, but I'm enjoying it so far, so yeah. And yeah, but as of today, I don't really have much plans. I am planning to go for a bit of a walk this afternoon, which I will not film because I don't want it for my neighborhood. And yeah, as of today, like I don't really have much planned, so yeah. So it's later the same day, and I have more thoughts I want to share this because what I just said was kind of like a summary of what I just said, but I do like how Louisa, she thinks like she is able to change her fate, she is able to improve her standing with her powers, and when she when she realizes like what the, I guess, extension of what she can really do, that's gonna terrify her. Like if she can go killing people, blowing them up, like I can imagine how that how she might be feeling about that. And so I think initially she did that the idea of the fact she's gonna be more powerful, that she'll listen of her actual powers, and in fact she'll have power over, like, because she'll be in better social standing than where she is now at this as being a servant really in the current household she's in. She might be a maiden or something to the king or something. So it's just the idea that's like kind of driving her to be more and more power hungry, that I also think is quite interesting. Like what people will do for power, what people would want to achieve for it as well. And I'm gonna have to look at this because like I'm really bad with names. With Santango, like what he wants to achieve, like we don't really know like his power, like why he's been alive for so long, if it has something to do with his power or with the, I guess, spell placed on him, so he is a servant to Victor's family. But he seems like what he's only doing what he's doing because besides the fact he's been told to train this girl, he also has his own, I guess, motivations. Like he just wants to die, he wants to be free, and he says had enough, like he's seen so much and whatnot. So yeah, that's also quite interesting. Where you want freedom, and with Louisa's aunt, she did lie so she can get certain freedoms, and with the women during this time period, like they're not allowed to leave the house like unaccompanied, like they must be with the men at all times, whether that's their husband or I guess a priest or something like that. So it's like the freedom a person have, and the things we're willing to do to try and achieve that freedom and achieve power, to achieve more than we already have, because like we're not satisfied with what we currently have, or we think we deserve better, or we think we can do better if we're able to. So why not try? There's those like factors, which is also quite interesting. So yeah, that's all of my opinions so far on this novel. So it's the next day, and I did go for a lovely walk yesterday, which I did not film. And after I film this update, I'm gonna go for another walk, just because it's another beautiful day. And yeah. But anyway, I have done more reading of the Familiar, and now I'm on page 164, and I'm still enjoying it. We just got to the part where Louisa, she just entered the tournament. She's in the first round. Like, she's met her competition and seen like what they are capable of, and she is and there is this wonder of who's real, who's actually doing magic, and who's not. Cause some it's more clear, like the first girl, and some it's more like almost like a gray zone sort of thing, where it's like, is it real or is it a fraud? Who knows? So that's intriguing, like how this one. But even before that one, at the end of the chapter, right before they got to Perez's palace, it seems like something might go wrong in this competition. As there's a part where they take off what was it, not her bonnet, like her cap that she wears to hide her hair, and they kind of like release it from the braid she has it in, and it's quite puffy, like not puffy, but it's quite wild. I mean, and her aunt and Valentina, they debate on whether to cut it. You know, they're kind of on the side of cutting her hair until something goes like, no, leave it, and so they do. But at the end of chapter 20, she's wondering that maybe they should have cut her hair, or because it seems like someone isn't going to be returning to the house on Call de Sos Santos, and they have to tell the story, so it seems like someone might die, so that's intriguing, something going wrong. But speaking of hair, I did like the quote on page, I think it's 135 for there, where she's describing her hair as desert hair, like it's the hair of her family, of her ancestry. I guess her family's history, and it's 133, but still, and it's like hair that had survived the destruction of the temple, the woman names, the long road to Morocco, oh my god, that had endured conquest and conversion to be tied up like a secret in her little white cap, hair of the sands of sand-washed stones of a horizon she would never see, desert hair. So it's like she has to hide her hair, like she has to hide the fact she's Jewish, because I guess Jewish hair is standoffish. I don't know. But it's also like, it's hair that seems much like the DNA of our family is like in it, I guess. And our heritage, like with Jewish, like they've seen so much, and they've had to endure so much just because of their blood. And it's like places they'll never go, or places that they're not able to go, and they have to hide it like it's a dirty little secret sort of thing. So that's interesting. And wondering, like, if it's found out through the fact she has this hair, if she's Jewish. And yeah. But yeah, I'm still liking them. So during the tournament, Louisa uses this trick, and kind of reveals that she lied to Santango about something, and also she revealed to him that she knows Latin, because he learned that she did read a letter from his satchel, which was written in Latin, which someone of her standing should not be able to do. So yeah, that's intriguing. I did get to the part where he is confronting her about the fact she lied. Yeah, but also, it's one more thing, is she never did face consequences for what happened. Like, she did kill a man, but I guess that's just because like they don't want to do anything with her, just because she is like this champion that Victor is trying to use to get in favor with Perez, as well as the fact they're fucking afraid of her. Like, she caused someone to explode. His body was over that woman, and somehow went down and through like the ceiling to, I think, Moranzit, the patriarch of this family, like his study, which, oh my, like they had to clean up his blood, his brain, like his bladder, like wow. So yeah, that's all my thoughts for now. So it's the next day, and I just got home from running some errands and doing some work. And of course, I've done some reading of the Familiar, and now I'm on page. Why can't I read this book? 218, and I'm still enjoying it. I think I mentioned yesterday that we just got through the first run of this tournament, and it looks like one of the one of Louisa's competitors, and oh my god, what is her name? Can you tell I'm horrible with names? Garcia de Valla, who is the beauty who Louisa suspects is a fraud, who the other competitors also suspects is a fraud. It seems like her patron, or yeah, her patron had a guard try to kill Louisa, which wasn't successful. I mean, that's not a spoiler. I don't think so, considering I still have like 100 something, 200 pages left. I don't remember. And now Louisa has to face the second round, which is like they have to like kind of go up in front of members of the church. I think it's like who kind of have power over the king. Like they whisper in his ear, and they're like his not advisors, but they have to face the Inquisition in order to be sure like they have the heart of the Christian God in their hearts. And if it's found out, well, there might become some confusion, considering Louisa, like, she's casting her spells in languages that aren't in the Spanish. She's worried that they'll find out about what exactly she's doing and who she is exactly. And it seems like her magic's really connected to her Jewish heritage, which I think is really cool, really interesting. Yeah. During the second round, it seems like things went wrong. Seems like someone is trying to sabotage everything, trying to ruin everything, and all of the competitors are now locked in their rooms until it's found out who it is or who to place the blame on. So there is that, like, is it someone trying to put Louisa in jail or what? That so yeah, that's interesting to me. And also, I am liking the relationship between Louisa and Santingo. Like, even though they both have their own motives for doing what's going on. It seems like they're going to care more and more about one another, which I don't know. I just like she makes him feel more human, more alive, which is interesting. And he did mention something about the fact he takes power from her and she takes power from him. So I guess there's like a not balance of power, a exchange of power between the two of them. So yeah, so is the relationship just because of the fact they're drawn to each other's power, to what each other can do, and their reputation, or is it deeper than that? So yeah. So yeah, that's all for today. I'm just planning to do more work and planning to go for an afternoon walk, and that's it. So yeah, more and yeah, so it's intriguing. And she does bring into her like to Valentina. Like, she's not a reason Valentina is not able to have children, and she doesn't know how she would be able to have children. Right? She everyone is driven by ambition, by dreams, and that's what drives everyone. Like, there's like their vision's clouded by what they want, and they're not clear-headed. Like, they would all kind of be just guilty like of some sin by the church. And yeah, so far I am liking it a lot. So So it's the next day, and I've done some more reading of the Familiar, and I'm on page 320. And things have kind of gone to shit, honestly. We do get to the third trial finally. Like they go to like some other mansion. Like it's not the king's palace. Like the king would not want to come arrest or whatsoever. But that doesn't matter because instead of the king, it's the king's secretary who shows up. The man that replaces Perez. So it seems like the king doesn't care whatsoever. And yeah, there is the third trial and things don't end well for anyone. Like, Perez uses the opportunity of the trial to kind of run to a part where the king doesn't have like a strong hand. And it turns out Perez's position with the king is worse than we thought, considering the king is accusing him of heretics, of him trying to get him arrested and all that. And yeah, and Louisa, she was arrested because of this and is put in prison with the Holy Child and other people. And they're about to start their interrogation of her. They're torturing by day, the church. And they didn't tell Louisa what her crimes are, what she's being charged with. It's a guessing game essentially, like. So that's intriguing, and things happen that she doesn't know of yet, aka someone dying, which kind of brings luck to this like random person, which I kind of did like someone's misfortune is someone's fortune, I guess. So. But yes, despite kind of a good relationship between Valentina and Mars, it seems like things have kind of gotten tense again between them. Like Valentina finally realizes the coward her husband is, and they were also arrested. And the way that Valentina was interrogated was kind of interesting because they would bring her in every day, ask her the same questions, and if she responded differently than, like slightly different, like very slightly different than what she responded the day before, they would scrutinize her answers, and that started to make her doubt her answers. I think she started to say what they wanted her to say, which is a really interesting interrogation method. So there's that, and it seems like Valentina wants to help Louisa in the position she's in. I'm not sure if a lot of the patrons or the competitors were arrested. Like, we don't know about the Fortune, I think his name was. We don't know if he was able to escape, if he's also in jail. Like, we don't know his fate, but I'm assuming he might be. I'm not entirely sure on that. But yeah, Don Victor, he might have suspected something like this would happen, and he distanced himself from Louisa, and she's worried that he might somehow figure out like she's a Jew and might have told the Inquisition about it, so she's just worried about it. So yeah. But yeah, so far I'm just liking it a lot. Like, is this book a new favorite? Probably not, but I'm enjoying my time. Like, the atmosphere is interesting. There's something about like oranges, like I'm like, cause something about he gets like an orange smell from Louisa, and he thinks it's like fragrance, and she's like, airing is fragrance, so. And yeah, and when I get very close, the smell of oranges kind of linger in the air for some reason, so I'm not sure if that's like something to do with her magic or what. I don't know, but yeah, so far I'm enjoying my reading experience of this book. Yeah, but today I've also just done some work. I'm gonna try and write for a bit. It's just been a while since I've written anything. I've just been stuck in a portion of my story where I don't know how to move forward, which is a bit annoying, but I really should get better at plotting, but I don't plot my stories at all. Or when I'm trying to write, like, I'll get ideas for what I want to do next, and then I word vomit, so probably not the best way, but it is how it is now. And yeah. And finally, I think tomorrow I might show you some places I visit, like, just because recently I've just been walking outside, and I don't really want to show, like, anywhere, like, close to my house, just because of safety and whatnot, so, yeah. Yeah, but that is for So it's the next day, and as you saw, I did go for a walk in, like, some trail in town near me, and I did go to a library bookstore. For that footage will be in a separate book shopping vlog that I'm planning to film, just because there's a few happening this weekend, and I decided why not. So yeah. But anyway, I'm here to wrap up the Familiar Leigh Bardugo. I finished this today. My god, I'm tired, I'm sorry. And it is for me a 4-star. Like, I did like this a lot. So it's not vivid, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I finally understood the whole, like, why there was an orange smell between them, with something goes smelling orange from. It seems like their magic somehow connected. It was causing him to get an orange smell. I don't know, I would have like that bit more developed. But yeah, there's a trial, kind of, where they're both sentenced to death. Like, he tries to break away from Victor, and confesses he tempted Louisa to, like, the dark side. Like, because of the rumor that he's the devil, he's playing into that, which was quite interesting. And Louisa, she didn't really take it. Like, she wasn't like, yes, he tempted me, he's the devil. Like, she was like, she's so guilty in what happened. So there's that. They're both sentenced to death. And Louisa, she performs her magic and is able to kind of get them away from the pier. Yeah, they kind of live happily ever after. Yeah, that was the redundant thing. That's what I have to say. And oh my god, Santango was able to break his, like, not vow, but break this, like, connection to Victor's family. And Victor, for the first time in his life, feels genuine fear. Like, things are happening in his life, and he's, like, so fearful of those events happening. Like, he's kind of become a coward. So. But yeah, I didn't realize. I would have liked to see what exactly happened with Perez and the King, just because Perez did one away from Spain and is on a ship to, I think it was England. So it's like, what happened? Like, why did Perez lose the King's favor? So yeah, and yeah, life kind of changes for everyone, for Valentina, for Morris, and for Fortune, if that's his name. Louisa did something that kind of affects the way he performs miracles and these illusions and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I liked a lot of things, but there were elements of the story I kind of wish were developed a bit more. Like, I wish we saw, like, the way Fortune performed his miracles. Like, we learned that information sooner. I would have liked more development of what Perez did. Like, even food doesn't play a huge part of the story, but I'm less curious just because it's like, oh yes, Perez is this, not traitor, but I don't know, he did something to lose the king's favor, and I'm just like, what? What did he do? Why did he lose the king's favor? Was it that the church was whispering in the king's ear, telling him that Perez is corrupted? Like, but yeah, and it seems like we see the fear the church has in the hearts of the people. Like, people only, I guess, respect the church or listen to the church because they're afraid that they will say something or have some crime against them, that the church will do something to them. Like, they seem just to be afraid. So yeah. So yeah, since that's me with this book, that's it with this vlog. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Just tell me if you've read the Familiar or what you thought of it. If you want to, please subscribe to this channel. And if you want to follow me on any social media, all those things are down bar below. I'll see you guys next time I post a video.